a lot of ways to begin a new project in Illustrator. You can create one from scratch, start from a template, open an existing file, and more. Let's look at how to create a new document to start. With the latest version of Illustrator CC open, you may see this start screen which appears when no documents are open. Yours may look different, and that's okay. From the start screen, you can open existing files and create new files. Whether or not the start screen is showing, you can also always go to the File menu at the top of the screen to open existing documents or to create a new document. Now, to start a new document from scratch, choose File, New. The New Document dialog box appears. And once again, yours may look a little different than what you see here, and that's okay. In this dialog box, you can start by choosing a preset option like Print, Web, or Mobile. So it's important to know before you start designing what type of project you're creating. In this video, you'll create a document for a poster that's meant to be printed, so click Print to show a series of print document presets. When you choose the print preset, other settings like the type of color used and the units of measurement are automatically set to accommodate a print project. After choosing a preset, you'll usually choose a document size. Now, there are several options to choose from within each preset. By clicking View All Presets, you can even see additional sizes here. Select Tabloid, and know that if you choose a preset size like Tabloid, you can always change the size and all the other options after the document is open. You may also see a series of templates in the New Document dialog box available from Adobe stock. These templates can be a great way to learn how Illustrator projects are built, and they can be used to jumpstart a project. On the right side of this dialog box, you'll see a series of options you can set for the document. Now, most of the time, we won't have to set all these options, but let's look at some of the options you'll set most. Click to highlight the name and change it to Poster. You don't have to change the name here, but when you save the document later, this name becomes the name of the file. Click Points, and from the menu that appears, choose Inches. These are called the document units. Later, when you want to measure something or look at a ruler, this is the measurement unit you'll see. Now, you can customize the width and height of the document and change the orientation by clicking one of these options. Now, the orientation is actually the direction in which a document is displayed or printed. Click Landscape so the document is in a landscape or horizontal orientation. Artboards you see here are similar to pages in a program like Adobe InDesign or Microsoft Word. You start with one artboard in your document, but you can add more here. You can also do that after the document is created. Now, these are just some of the options you can set to set up the document before you get started. You'll become more familiar with the different options the more you work in Illustrator. Since we've set the basic options we need, click Create to create the document. The new document opens in Illustrator. To ensure that you can see the entire artboard or page, choose View, Fit Artboard and Window. Once the new document is open in Illustrator, you can change the document settings you set when you created it. In the Properties panel to the right of the document, if you want to change the units, for instance, you can click the Units menu. To change the size of the artboard, you can click Edit Artboards to enter artboard editing mode. You can choose a preset page size from the menu in the Properties panel. So why don't you go ahead and choose Letter. You may need to scroll up in the menu that appears. You can change the orientation and a whole lot more. To stop editing these artboard settings, you can click the Exit button towards the top of the Properties panel to exit artboard editing mode. Creating new documents in Illustrator is something you'll likely do a lot. There are many different options to explore when you set up a brand new document. When you're just getting started in Illustrator, keep it simple and know that you can edit document settings like the artboard size later on, the more familiar you become with them. To close this file, you can go up to the menus at the top of the screen and choose File, Close, without saving it. When you create a new file or you make changes to an existing file in Illustrator, you'll need to save your work. So let's look at a few different ways to do that. If you want to follow along, you can open this document from the tutorial practice files. With the file open, let's save a copy of the file. So click the File menu up here above the document. And if this is a brand new document and you're saving it for the first time, you could choose Save. This isn't a new document, so you can't choose Save. We're going to save it somewhere else and give it a new name by choosing Save As. Now, when you first save a new file or you choose Save As, you'll see this Cloud Document dialog box. In Illustrator on the desktop, you can save your document as an Adobe Cloud document or locally on your computer. Now, a Cloud document is an Illustrator document stored in the Adobe Cloud that can be accessed anywhere you sign into Illustrator. That includes Desktop Illustrator and Illustrator on the iPad. Saving as an Illustrator Cloud document or saving on your computer retains layers, type, and other editable Illustrator properties. Now, the extension for an Illustrator Cloud document is .aic for Adobe Illustrator Cloud. When it comes to Cloud documents, changes are automatically saved. You have access to document history, and you can work offline. In this case, you'll save your document locally on your computer. In this dialog box, click Save on your computer to save it to your computer. On the Save As dialog box that opens, you can switch to saving as a Cloud document by clicking the Save Cloud Document button here. This opens the dialog box for saving to the Adobe Cloud. If you want to save it locally, you can click On Your Computer, and you'll return to the Save As dialog box. Now, to save on your computer, you can choose a different location to save the file if you like. I'll keep it in the same folder. You can change the name, maybe by adding a hyphen and a version number at the end like this. That way you can make a copy and also keep the original. Make sure that Adobe Illustrator is the chosen format on macOS or Save As Type on Windows. When you save and work in Adobe Illustrator files, the file has a .ai extension, and everything is preserved so you can edit it later as you need. Click Save to save a copy of the file. Now, whenever you save a file for the first time or you save a document as a copy, you'll see this dialog box after saving. This dialog box may seem a little overwhelming. The settings in here actually allow you to save an Illustrator document to previous versions of Illustrator, among other more advanced options. Now, in many cases, you can simply click OK, which is what you can do now. So go ahead and click OK to save the file. Now, in order for someone else to open and view the Illustrator file you just saved, they'll need to have Illustrator. And if they can open a file with Illustrator, they can probably edit it. So at times, you may want to just send a visual copy of your file that anyone can view. You can do that by saving your document as a PDF. You can learn how to save as a PDF in the Share section of this Getting Started course.